Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you're trying to get real EIN only credit cards, okay, before you start putting in those applications, I'm going to tell you three places you want to check. And the reason you want to check these places is because your address, all right? So if you set your address up with a registered agent, they may have used a virtual recycled address. And that virtual recycled address may be flagged. So the first place you want to check is with LexisNexis. Okay. And a lot of people, they try to dispute negative items off their business credit file with Dun and Bradstreet. I'm going to tell you now, that's not the first place you want to start with. You always want to start with LexisNexis. Okay. And the one you want to use is the risk solutions. Okay, this is where it's going to should carry all of your business information. All right, for as a consumer and all of that stuff. Right now, this is the first place. The second place is ChexSystems. All right, now we're going to get into the credit cards, but I want you all to understand if you are in check systems, you may have opened up too many banks. Okay. You didn't have any negative items. You just opened up too many banks. All right. And so what happens when you open up a certain amount of banks, guess what? Not only will they check check system, but they may check this here LexisNexis as well. They'll double back and check. So if you have five or more bank accounts you recently opened, I would say in the past 12 months, this can also stop you from opening up more checking accounts. So you have to be very careful with that. All right. Now, another place that's pretty much known is Dun and Bradstreet. All right. Now, here's the thing about it with Dun and Bradstreet, they may not um, tell you, hey, there's a flag on your information, right? They consistently try to sell you more of their products. Oh, we can fix this, but you have to get this here program and stuff like that, right? The thing about it, they're not telling you where they're getting the information from. So they're getting the information from LexisNexis, check systems, and they're getting it from other government systems. So that's the reason why it can be more challenging for you to change stuff which are done in Bradstreet. Okay. Now, if you want to change your company name and you want to change the address and stuff, you have to make sure you do it with the IRS and then with the Secretary of State. That's the reason why I tell people you have to be very cautious, especially when you're not the registered agent on the business, because those costs can continuously add up. And that's the reason when we set up your company and we pick the right NAICS code, as a matter of fact, we actually tell you which are the best banks and stuff like that. When you're doing it through registered agents and stuff in these big box companies, they're not looking out for your best interests and they won't tell you this stuff. That being said, one of the cards that you can actually get is with this here Capital on Tap. A lot of people forget about this Capital on Tap. However, as you can see here, it says applying won't hurt your credit. Okay, now the card is issued through WebBank. All right, now very easy card to get. All right, they're very favorable to limits. However, if you are a DBA, okay, if you are a DBA, you cannot apply for this card. They will not allow you to apply for this card. Now, there's something else that you need to know when it comes to this card. Whatever numbers you put on the application, they will go off of that, but they're also going to use Plaid or Decision Logic to verify you have active bank account, active deposits and stuff. Now, here's another thing. As you use the card and stuff like that, do not be surprised if they double back and say, hey, we've been reviewing your information and stuff. And what they mean by reviewing your information, they may go back to LexisNexis just to verify things. So if they go back to LexisNexis and they look at different stuff, then it may ask you, hey, we need to see invoices or we need to see past taxes and stuff like that. And if you're not able to present that, what ends up happening is they will shut your card down. Okay. So you have to be very careful with them. All right. Now, Another place is A to B gas. Now, a lot of people think about gas card, I don't need a gas card. But this is what a lot of people don't understand, especially like you may be a carrier, a delivery driver, or something like this. This is a very good card because it does your vehicle repair and maintenance. You can pay your insurance with it, okay? Your toll roads, oil changes and stuff like that. So you can do more with this card. A lot of people think, oh, it's just at fleets and stuff like that. It gives you more leverage, okay? It gives you more leverage while it's still helping you build up your business credit. All right. So that's the reason why you should look into getting this card, especially you looking for EIN only card. Now, next one is the NAV Prime. Okay. This card is so important. A lot of people miss it because they don't want to pay the monthly fee, right? For the service. But they're giving you two trade lines. Not only are they giving you two trade lines, look at what happens here. They're reporting to Dun and Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Plus, they actually give you access to your Vantage score as well. Now, here's the thing about it, getting this here program, they are going to report the financial trade line, which is the card. Now, a lot of people get upset because they may give them a small limit. They may give you maybe $500. But the mistake people have do that I continue to tell you, if they give you this card, use that $500. Put gas in your car. Pay a utility bill. Anything that's related to the business, use that card. Max it out. Pay it off. The reason is they need that data as a financial instrument to show what's going on with your credit. Okay, that's the reason why a lot of people may not see their scores go up or even see a score on the business side, is because they're not using the card. They got the card, then they say, oh, this ain't good enough, and they won't use it. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Even if it's a $500 card, take the card, use it. I promise you, this is going to be one of the best leveraging tools to help you start because it gives you an actual financial instrument. Okay, that's why you want this card. Then you also have FairFigure. They do the same thing as with NAV. Okay, so they do the same thing as with NAV. All right, and again, the minimum income you have to be able to get access to their card is like $2,500. All right, but the best thing about it with their card again is that if you're needing capital, long as you have a registered business. By the way, if you have a business and you're operating as a DBA, again, you're going to have a problem. You're leaving money on the table. You're leaving help on the table because these are the type of instruments, financial instruments, you need to be reporting to help you build up to get qualified for funding. So I would tell you, if you don't have a registered business, you can click the link in the description, schedule a one-on-one consultation for us with us, excuse me, and we can help you set up the right type of business. Again, we also give you structured coaching as well. Now, again, one of the things about it for most people, when they get these kind of accounts and stuff, yeah, it may not be a $10,000 unless you're making a lot of revenue. But even if they just said, well, we'll start you out with $3,000, use the card, but use it for advertising, right? Use it to pay a car bill. Anything that's related to the business, you need to use that money for. Okay, use it, and I'm telling you, the more you use it, the more data they have. So that way, when you go to get funding from other institutions, they start seeing those records in the system and they're able to help you. Now, another card we're talking about is the revenue business card. Okay. And of course, you have to have revenue 30,000 monthly, no sold props. Again, if you're not a registered business, they're not going to help you. You have to have a registered business. I cannot stress that enough. Okay? It's flexible, reusable. So you have so many opportunities to have EIN only cards. Okay? The thing about it, a lot of people think about trying to go to Chase with EIN or Bank of America with EIN. You got to have heavy revenue and you have to have a relationship with them for a long time in order for them to give you an EIN only. If you're just trying to go off of your EIN, those aren't the you don't want to approach the major banks, okay, or the regional banks or the credit unions. All right, you have to approach these other cards because these are true EIN only cards. All right, now our last card is the Flex card, the Flex One card. And here's the reason why this card is unique. It's because, look at this, no interest for 60 days. No interest for 60 days. That helps out a lot of people. If you have a business and stuff, you need to buy product now and stuff, and you need that gap, then the Flex card definitely helps you. All right. It helps you get higher limits as well. All right. So giving you that leverage you need. You may need to make payroll for the month, right? But you don't have the money. Leveraging the Flex card and using it hooked up to your payroll or whatever, and making payments to your staff and stuff like that. This is something that can be very beneficial to you. I'm just giving you some examples of how to use the card, all right? But at the same time, this is definitely a card that you want to use. Now, I hope this video helps you. If you have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.